Hey sis, you asked for it, so this is another beginner step-by-step makeup tutorial, but we are in fall now, so we made it fall inspired. I created this really simple wearable fall makeup look. So if you're someone who is interested in how to achieve a really nice fall makeup look, just continue to watch. All right sis, before I get into everything, I'm just gonna say it, we're doing all drugstore products. So these are affordable products you can find at your local drugstore, even Ulta if you live in the States. Heads up guys, I'm from Canada. I was asked why some of my prices for the products that I use were way more than what you guys are paying. I'm from Canada, so conversion, yeah, you get it. So I pay a lot more than you do, but these are definitely affordable drugstore products. So if you are a beginner, you'll definitely love a lot of the products that I'm going to be using today. So let's get right into it. I'm starting off with my brows. And if you don't know me by now, my brow routine is quite simple because I am a really hairy girl. I have a lot of brow hairs. Like I feel like I need to tame it like every week. It's always growing back. So today I'm going to be using the Essence Fix It Like a Boss Transparent Brow Fixing Gel, and this is like a really strong hold. It says extra hold on the packaging, so my brows need that, especially because my brows just be going any kind of way. So I'm just going to use this honestly to tame my brows in place and really lock it in. I don't like going in with too much product. For the most part, I like using a brow gel, and I love that this brow gel has a spoolie because at the same time I'm actually brushing my brow hairs out, so I love this. Okay, so that is pretty much what I do for my brows. I just kind of put them in place. I'm gonna let it dry down. So while it dries down, we're gonna move on to primer. So for primer today, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This has the 4% niacinamide. I love picking up products that say niacinamide because I find that it works really well with my skin. It helps to just really give me that smooth canvas that I need. On the packaging, it says it helps to even the skin tone and just kind of give you a more even complexion. So that's definitely what I need for my skin. And just like my other products, I like to just focus this in my T-zone because that's where I find the most pores. So I'm just literally putting this in all the areas that I find I need that extra coverage. This is giving me Milk Hydro Grip vibes. I love the grip because that's literally what it's giving. So I know my makeup is gonna come out flawless with this primer. All right, sis, so let's move on to some foundation. Now I picked up a new foundation. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Foundation. I got mine in the shade Deep Bronze. Before I picked this up, I was like, deep bronze? I don't know if this is my shade, but at the back, it does tell you like the undertones for it. So it says warm/neutral undertone, which is definitely what I am. I love how foundations are now telling us more information in terms of your undertone and all that stuff. So if you're someone who struggles with finding your foundation, this foundation definitely tells you everything that you need to know. So this is a buildable coverage foundation. It's supposed to be really skin-like, very lightweight formula, so you can build it if you want to go a little bit more heavier in terms of how much coverage you need. Definitely lightweight. I feel like I may do one more layer, but if you're someone who wants to do something really natural where it's more skin-like, you can go in with one layer of this foundation. Overall, I really love the coverage. The feel is super lightweight, so when they say invisible, they're really telling the truth. Like I feel like I have nothing on my skin. I feel like I just put like a moisturizer on at most. I'm gonna put one more layer just because I do want a little bit more full coverage. So I'm just gonna put some in the areas that I feel I want that extra coverage, and then the excess on my brush I'm just gonna go over my nose. All right guys, so I'm gonna move on to some concealer, really bring back the highlights to my skin. I look really flat. Don't want to be looking flat, guys. You want to bring back the contours, the highlights to your skin. So definitely when you put on foundation, at least a little bit of concealer underneath your eyes, a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your complexion. So I am going to be going in with my Rimmel, the Multitasker Concealer. It's definitely one of my favorite drugstore concealers at the moment. So I'm just going to apply this to my under eyes, and I'm going for a lifted look today. So we're going to be doing this concealer look. This is just going to give me a really bright and lifted eye look, under eye look. And then I'm going to just blend it out with my concealer brush. If you are new to my channel and seeing this video, video for the first time, I have some detailed videos on how to apply your makeup. I do have a video on the products to use, the brushes, like I go in. So if you haven't checked out any of those videos, please feel free to check out my channel. You'll see them on my channel. They are some of the recent videos that I uploaded. I love this concealer because it's super full coverage. One, I love a concealer that's full coverage. I hate seeing that gray shadow underneath my eyes, which is from obviously the dark circles underneath my eyes. So going in with like a full coverage concealer ensures that you don't see that gray cast underneath your eyes. Or if you do want to prevent seeing that, I would recommend going in with a skin tone, a flesh tone concealer just in the area where your dark circles is, and then go in with your highlighting concealer. So you want to just blend out the edges first, just like that, and then work your way in. Okay, so I'm going to apply it to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. All right, so now that I have my concealer on, I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and just go over all the edges of that concealer. So we want everything to look really blended and seamless. And I didn't go in with any extra foundation. I'm literally just using what's still on the brush. So you just wanna go over all those areas that you applied your concealer. Okay, so I want to do a bit of liquid blush today. So I'm going to be using the e.l.f. liquid blush, the Camo liquid blush. This is in the shade Gorge Orange, and I'm going to put some on the back of my hands. Then I'm just going to go in with my blush brush and just take a bit first. I actually like to warm it up so that I'm not going in with too much at first, just like that. And then I'm just going to add it to the apples of my cheeks and work up. Blush is one thing that you really want to just take your time with, because once you go in with like a heavy hand, it's so hard to blend out and just take off. So definitely work in sections, work in small amounts, because you always have the option to just add more if you need to. So I like to actually put a bit of concealer on the edges there, and then I'm going to go back in with my concealer blending brush and just blend out the edges. I don't want the blush to look too harsh. So I've been doing that technique to really just blend out the edges of my blush whenever I do liquid blush. All right, so we're moving on to cream contour. Now this product is not drugstore, but it is probably one of the only products that I would recommend to a beginner that may cost a little bit more money, but it is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Espresso. If you want a really good contour stick, this one is it. I definitely recommend this for beginners. So I'm just gonna apply this in all my contoured areas. And then I'm just gonna go in with an angled blending brush to blend that out. So all I'm doing is blending it upwards into my blush. I do have a detailed video on blending, guys. I think I wanna do like a dedicated video on how to properly blend out your product so that it doesn't look a hot mess. So if you are someone who's interested in that, please comment in the comment section below. I know that you guys are interested. I could definitely do a video on just how to blend, blending techniques, products to use, what products not to use. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. For my nose contour, I'm just taking a smaller angled blending brush. I usually use this for my nose contour and my nose contour only. I just like that it's just easy to blend out and it keeps the contour right exactly where I need it to be. All right guys, we're almost done with all these cream products. I'm ready to go in with some powder, but I'm just gonna go back in with the concealer to shape up my brows and prime my eyelids. All right, so we are all concealered up, cream contoured up, cream blushed up. It is time to set all of this in place. So I'm going to be using the Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. Literally my favorite. I'm actually not interested in using anything else at the moment. This powder literally does it for me. I love the undertone and just the finish of this powder. It gives me like a really nice blurred finish. It just does what it needs to do. Like it knows the assignments and I love it. So if you're a beginner and want a really good loose setting powder just to set all of your concealer, this is definitely the one to pick up. I do use mine in the shade Honeymoon, and I like to go in with the triangular sponge from Amazon that I mention in pretty much all my videos. Definitely worth the money if you want something really affordable and something you could reuse as well, wash and reuse. So before that, I'm just gonna blend out my creases, make sure everything is nicely blended before I set this concealer in place. Y'all, look what that just what that just did. The proof is in the pudding right now. Like, And just a tip, make sure to bring that powder right on the edges of your nose. That's going to really give you the contour look. Don't start from like here. Go up on the nose a little bit with that powder. And when I tell you, you'll see that contour really show. Definitely a game changer. So I'm just gonna set the rest of my concealed areas. Literally my favorite powder. I'm also gonna go underneath my brows as well with this powder and just set everything up here. And then I'm going to use this also to do a reverse contour and just shape that contour in place. Not this hand having like all of the product on it. I need to actually wipe that off right now. So I'm going to go in with some powder. So I'm taking my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. This is the medium to dark palette. And I'm just going to use this to powder contour and just make sure that that contour is set. Forehead as well. I'm going to use the same brush I used for my cream contour for my nose and just dip into that palette as well and set my nose contour. All right, so this harshness on the nose, you really want to go back in with your powder puff and just kind of just tap it, and you're going to see that it just helps to blend out and diffuse that harshness. You don't want the lines to be showing like that. And then for blush, I really need to invest in like a orange powder blush, but I'm gonna go into this NYX eyeshadow palette, and there's this orange shade right here that I always use when I want to do some orange blush. I feel like for fall, a nice orange blush is like perfect. So I'm gonna go back in with my blush brush and dip into that orange shade and just set my blush in place. And then again, just to tone down the harshness, I love going in with my powder puff and literally just dabbing it into my skin. It honestly just mutes down that harshness. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys see what that just did. It just muted that harshness on my cheeks and really just made everything look really blended. So we're pretty much done with the face. The face is all powdered up. So now we're gonna move on to the eyes. And I wanna do a really simple eye, but fall inspired. So I'm gonna be using two eyeshadow palettes today. One is not drugstore. This is the Fenty Snap Shadow. This is in the number 3 palette. This is the Deep Neutrals. Now, if you look at this palette, this is screaming fall. And then I'm going to be taking my Revlon Quad. This is the Color Stay Day to Night Quad in the shade 560. And I want to use this bronzy shade here from this palette. All right, so the eyelids are already prepped. We already applied our concealer and some powder to really set it in place. So we could go straight in with the eyeshadow. So today I'm going to start off with the crease. So I'm going to go into my Fenty Snap Shadow. And I'm going to go in with this purpley, almost brown purplish type of shade. This is giving fall to me. And we're just going to apply that directly to the crease. So I took a more tapered brush so that I could focus it in my crease, and I like to just apply that shade down first and really pack that color into the crease. And then using circular motions, we're going to kind of diffuse it. And I'm going to add a bit more, just focusing on the outer V. So I'm going to go in with the orange shade from this palette, and I'm going to take my blending brush, dust off the excess, and I'm gonna just blend out the edges of this so that it has a really nice blend from the orange to the purple. And guys, eyeshadow is all about going back in and just adding pigment so that you get that color payout. So if you need to go back in, you can always go back in. Now, taking a flat brush, this is what I'm gonna apply on my lid. I'm gonna go back in with that purple shade and just pack it onto the lid as well. It's like a really nice purple smoky eye going on. All right, so now from my Revlon palette, I'm gonna go in with this bronze shade and focus it in the center of my eyelids. So we're just giving a little halo eye look today. Blend out the edges, and that's literally it for this eyeshadow look. Really simple, guys, super easy. I do have detailed videos on my channel on how to apply eyeshadow. So if you're someone who is really interested in learning how to apply eyeshadow, I'll leave it in the cards above, one of my tutorials, but you definitely want to check that out. I go step by step on how to really complete a basic eyeshadow look. All right guys, I'm gonna finish up the other eye off camera and then I'll be back to just finish up the look. All right sis, so I finished up both eyes off camera. So for my lashes today, I'm gonna be using the Ardell Wispies. These are like my go-to lashes in terms of just a really simple lash. It's not doing too much, but it's doing enough. So if you want something that's really natural on your eyes, I would definitely either recommend the Wispies or the Demi Wispies. So I'm just gonna quickly pop these on today. Let me know if you are interested in like a detailed eyelash tutorial on how to apply them. I get asked so many times because I'm someone who can wear lashes every day, just really pop them on really quickly. So I get asked how I'm able to do that. So if you're interested in really learning how to master the art of applying lashes, then let me know in the comments below. I can definitely do a detailed video on that. All right guys, so lashes are on. I'm gonna quickly just finish up the eye look. So I'm gonna go in with some eye pencil from my waterline. This honestly is an unknown brand. I think I got it off of maybe AliExpress. I'm not sure where, but we're just gonna apply this in the waterline. And then to finish up the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go in with an angled eyeshadow brush. So this is just going to help apply the eyeshadow to your bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go back into that purple shade in this palette and just brush that along my bottom lash line. This is what's going to connect the whole eyeshadow look together. All right, and then for mascara, I'm gonna go in with the Essence Lash Like a Boss Instant Volume and Length Mascara. I'm just gonna apply this to my bottom lashes to really just finish up the eye look. And this is a super affordable mascara. So if you are someone who's looking for really good mascaras for an affordable price, Essence is honestly really good. Their mascaras hit every time. I honestly do not have a problem with any of their mascaras. All right guys, so we're nearly done. I'm gonna move on to the lips. So I'm doing something very simple for the lip. I'm actually going in with some lip oil, and this lip oil is from Essence as well. So this is the Essence Hydra Kiss lip oil. It's in an orange shade, which is giving fall. I'm also going to line my lips as well. So I'm just gonna be going in with the LA Girl lip liner in the shade dark brown and just line my lips. I am a sucker for a nice brown lip liner. And then I'm just gonna go in with this lip oil. I love the tint of orange. All right, so the last thing is of course setting spray. So I'm gonna be using the Black Radiance matte setting spray. I really want this look to be all matte except for my lips of course, but we're just going to set all of this in place. All right, so that completes today's makeup look. So I went really in depth on the products we use. We use mostly drugstore products. I'm gonna say about 98% drugstore products. And we completed a really nice wearable fall makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, I do have a video on the tools that you'll need to create a really flawless makeup look like the one I did today. So if you're someone who is struggling with picking out the right tools, this video right here on the screen is going to show you step by step all the tools you'll need and how to use them. So if you haven't checked out that video, please check it out next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.